Yo, good morning. Good morning. It's your boy, Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome, freedom family, freedom lovers, freedom marchers, and freedom fighters. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at in the world. It is Friday morning, and it is a beautiful day out here in South Carolina. It's like 68 degrees, but the sky is clear, and it's just, beautiful. Nice, fresh air. It's a beautiful day. Man, I wish I didn't have to work, but I do. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Do me a favor, if you guys come in here, hit the like button or hit the downvote button, however you want to do it. It's all good with me. So, yes. First, I want to give a shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV for, bringing awareness to the situation. He broke the story, and according to a source or sources of his, it appears, now this is reported, there is no solid evidence or anything of it, and as far as I'm concerned, like I said, this is information Blue Blood received from someone close to Gervonte Tank Davis's camp. And Blue Blood is a solid individual. He always, he tells the truth. I trust him. So, I feel comfortable enough to just relay what he brought to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to give my take on this information, right? This reported information. We don't know for a fact yet. It's just something that, you can believe or not. And it is reported that Gervonte Tank Davis is only being offered a $3 million guarantee for his fight with Lamonte Roach, right? Again, $3 million guarantee. Now, we're talking about Gervonte Tank, the face of boxing Davis. That's what we're talking about. The so-called face of boxing is reported to only have been offered $3 million guaranteed from the PBC. Now, that's very interesting because I thought that he had a deal, a 6-fight deal that was worth over $200 million, which will basically net him $25 million guaranteed per fight. But, that's what was reported initially. And if that were the case, if that was an actual deal that he signed a contract for, well, it doesn't make sense that he would only get a $3 million guarantee. It would only make sense that he would get $25 million, right? Now, it could be a number of things that are going on, right? It could be that he had no deal structured that way, right? It could be that he did not have a deal structured in that manner to where it was actually going to be those guarantees. And it could be a lie, right? So they could have been lying about this contract, this 6-fight deal. Or, here's another thing. Those guarantees, those large guarantees, could be contingent upon the type of opponent or the market value of the opponent Gervonte Tank Davis faces. And that could be the case. And needless to say, Lamonte Roach does not bring that market value. In all reality, I don't think a lot of people are going to be tuning in or buying pay-per-views for that fight. Not that I don't want them to, it's just no one's really interested, right? No one really wants to see Gervonte Tank Davis fight Lamonte Roach. That's just the reality. And just think about it. What is there to gain by Gervonte Tank Davis fighting Lamonte Roach? What is there to gain? What is there to gain if he wins? If he beats Lamonte Roach, what does he gain? Absolutely nothing. He's not going to get a title. He's not going to get a belt. None of that, right? The only thing at stake is Gervonte Tank Davis' belt. And no one really believes that Lamonte Roach is going to have any chance in hell to defeat Gervonte Tank Davis and take his belt. If Gervonte Tank Davis was only offered $3 million guarantee, if that's the truth, then that's also the PBC telling Tank Davis, this is not a valuable fight. We're not going to put up upwards to $25 million for you to fight a Lamonte Roach. They don't have faith in this fight, right? They don't think it's going to do the numbers that everybody thinks Gervonte Tank is automatically going to do just because it's Gervonte Tank Davis. Again, that's if the reports are true. If he's only been offered $3 million, that means the PBC and Amazon, rather, because Amazon would have to put up the money, right? They're the network. They have to put the money up for it. So it's Amazon letting him know, look, you ain't gonna come over here and run nothing, right? Because Amazon is probably, right, a $1 trillion company. $1 trillion, not $1 billion, $1 trillion. It's a $1 trillion company because they have, they have the TV department, they have the sales, all that type of shit. Amazon, they might only report about income in the billions or, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure, if you remove all the shell companies and all this bullshit that these big corporations do to hide their assets from the government, I'm pretty sure it's a $1 trillion company. A $1 trillion company is telling Gervonte Tank Davis, we don't think your fight against Lamonte Roach is worth more than $3 million if the reports are true, because that's where the money would be coming from. What is going on with that? And if that's the case, what does that say to Gervonte Tank Davis? Now, it's also being reported that he's not happy with this guarantee, naturally, right? He thinks he's worth way more than that. He thinks he's worth a bigger guarantee. And so he might not, the idea is he's probably not going to want to fight. He's not going to do the fight if it's only $3 million. That's what is being said. And that, I can blame him and not blame him at the same time. He put himself in this position, right? He put himself in a position to where he feels like it doesn't matter who he fights. He is going to get all the money. He's going to get all all the pay-per-views. He's going to get a huge live gate. He thinks that that's just automatic because he's fighting somebody. He thinks that he just put some gloves on and fight anybody in the goddamn world. That is just he's gonna be the $10 million kid, right? No. Here's the thing, though. That's what Canelo is doing. Canelo is doing that. He's trying to follow the Canelo model, right? He's trying to follow the Floyd Mayweather model. The problem is Canelo has, early in his career, faced much better opponents, higher caliber opponents than Gervonte Tank Davis, right? He built his name fighting elite fighters. And it didn't matter what stage of their career they were in, whether they were at their peak, over the hill, on the rise. He fought these motherfuckers. Floyd Mayweather did the same thing. Floyd Mayweather had an excellent resume before he decided to become Money Mayweather and do what the fuck he wanted. Gervonte Tank Davis didn't pay those dues, right? He had a few good fights, right? He fought a few good opponents, but he's not on the level of a Canelo. He's not on the level of a Floyd Mayweather resume-wise. And he's practically 30 years old. Practically 30 years old. Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather when he was 26. 26 years old. And Floyd Mayweather was still in his prime. He got his ass whooped. He got embarrassed, right? We know Canelo, whooping his ass, that's a stretch, right? You might be able to get off on him and outbox him, outpoint him, but Floyd Mayweather embarrassed his ass, right? Canelo probably did not land one punch during that fight with Floyd Mayweather, but he did fight him. And he learned from that fight. The bottom line is, you can't do what Canelo does. You don't have the legend. You haven't built your legend yet. You're not a legendary boxer just yet. But you're trying to push your weight around and act as though you are that level of fighter. Yes, you are an elite boxer. You're a great boxer. Like you're very talented. You know how to box. You know how to punch. You're a great boxer, puncher. Very talented, very skilled. You're on an elite level in that regard. But the level of opposition you have faced, well, I mean, it doesn't impress. It's not impressive at all. I mean, Frank Martin was, that was a good one. Great challenge, but his inexperience is what got him at the end of the day. But he outboxed you like a motherfucker in the first few rounds. Just dinged you up. And of course, you set traps for him. That's what you do. He fell for the trap because of his inexperience. And because, he was, I don't know, he's probably caught up by the lights, whatever. He didn't have the experience. That's just the bottom line to it. Now you're going to fight Lamonte Roach. You have not stepped up in the level of competition you face. That's another problem. Most boxers that have any interest in elite career, they level up in competition. They level up. You are not leveling up. You're regressing. You go from Frank Martin, which was a step up, to Lamonte Roach. Now, no disrespect to Lamonte Roach, but Lamonte Roach is not on Frank Martin's level overall, right? He's just not. You are going backwards. You're pulling people up from 130 pounds. You think that's going to earn you some type of prestige that let me pull a motherfucker up from 130. And then, of course, you're going to have your defenders that have their excuses and all that. Oh, well, it's a stay busy fight. Devin Haney, he moved up and fought Regis. Because these false comparisons and whatnot. It's just, there is no justification for this. You're pulling a guy up from 130 who, if you beat, you gain nothing from it. You gain nothing from fighting Lamonte Roach. You gain nothing from beating Lamonte Roach. Nothing. Right? It doesn't, you're already a champion. You're a champion at 135 pounds. You bypass everybody in the rankings and go to Lamonte Roach and give him an opportunity at your belt. But you gain nothing if you beat him. At least if you defend your belt against actual contenders in the rankings for your belt, at least you're defending your belt against someone in the rankings. And that gives you, okay, I have multiple title defenses. I attempted to unify, but these guys are ducking me. Whatever, however you want to spin that. At least if you fight somebody in the rankings, you can say, I defended my belt. I defended my championship against somebody in the rankings. Number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever. Williams Zepeda. Why couldn't you fight Williams Zepeda? I don't understand. You could have fought Williams Zepeda. He's number 1 in your goddamn for your belt. He's number 1 in all the sanctioning bodies. You could have fought him, and at least you could say, "Oh, I defended I defended my belt against William Zepeda, who was number 1 in the rankings for my belt. But instead, you bypass all that and go to Lamonte Roach. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're only offering you a $3 million guarantee. If that's true. If it's not true, then good for him if he gets a higher guarantee. Good for him. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually true. Because Amazon is looking at it like you're not bringing anything to the table with this fight. No one's excited. They're probably looking in the boxing atmosphere and seeing that everybody is not really excited about this fight. Priscilla Pale was good. Hello from Australia. How are things? Things are great. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining at 72 degrees. It was 49 degrees this morning. This is the type of weather I love. I love this type of weather, y'all. But anyway, I just thought I'd touch on that. If that's true, I'm not surprised. And it makes sense. It makes sense business-wise for Amazon to not give him $25 million guarantee to fight Lamonte Roach. Because they're not confident you can actually recoup their money for them with this fight. They're not confident. They probably did a forecast. They probably have analysts, people that look at this shit that they pay, statisticians, all that shit, that look at the landscape and to discover if this is worth $25 million, a $25 million guarantee to one opponent. So it is what it is. That's all I got for now, y'all. Thank you guys for coming through. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching.